The Kubernetes cluster we will be using in production will be running on GKE, Google Cloud Platform's Kubernetes engine. GKE gives us the choice of using either a regional or a zonal cluster. A regional cluster spreads its nodes over several zones, each one with its own control plane, whereas the zonal cluster keeps all its nodes in a single zone. Zonal clusters are nice and simple, but regional clusters are more resistant to failure, so that's what I'll be showing in these videos. In any case, GKE makes it very easy to switch between the two types. It just depends on whether you specify a region or a zone for the location of the cluster. Inside Kubernetes, each part of our solution is contained in its own namespace to keep things tidy. We will use a namespace for our apps, another one for the monitoring stack, which uses Prometheus and Grafana, a third one for Ingress and Nginx, and finally, another one for Cert Manager, which I included so that we can have proper TLS certificates issued by Let's Encrypt. Even though it runs inside Kubernetes, Ingress and Nginx is capable of accessing the GCP infrastructure in order to create a load balancer. This load balancer will expose the public IP address that we will be using to access our services from outside the cluster. I could have used Google's services to both register a domain name and associate it with this IP address, but I decided to go cheap at the price of complexity. So I registered a domain for $1 at namecheap.com and then used a 30-day trial account at DMSimple that we can manage with Terraform to keep this association. The Docker images are public and stored in Docker Hub, although it would have been just as easy to store them in Google Cloud's registry.